Chairman of Parliament says the Monument Council still leaves a lot to be desired. Court of First Instance rules against the dismissal of former prison director. And former workers at the towers wants to know how the managing director can sleep at night. Those are the headlines for Friday, December the 4th, 2020. Season's greetings, everyone. This is SXM Daily News, and I'm Valerie from Clinton. Thank you so much for tuning in this evening. And as usual, we have a full newscast for you, so let's get started. In our first story, workers speak out about the abuse from the hotel properties on the island during the Anti-Poverty Platform weekly press briefing on Thursday last. Several issues were addressed with regards to the plight of several hotel properties on the island that have either laid off workers or have had the salaries cut of others. In this edition of SXM Daily News, you will hear from another member of the Mullet Bay Towers, Mr. Howard Hansen, who worked at the towers for 22 years and has never received a raise, says he wanted to address the managing director in a very small way. How does he sleep at night knowing that his staff, who has given 100% of their labor for you to be where you are today, and is not able today to even buy a loaf of bread? He wanted to know if he had a conscience as he is grieving.
I've been working at the towers for the past 22 years. And since I've been working there, I worked that amount of years without even a raise. Right now, I really don't have much to say because I think Natisha has said more than enough, because everything she said is what exactly happening. But Mr. Derby, I would like to address you in a very small way. How do you sleep at night? How do you sit around your dinner table to eat, knowing you have your staff out there who put in 100% of their labor for you to be where you be today? How do you sit and eat knowing that your staff out there without a salary can't even buy a bread? Mr. Derby, do you have a conscience? You have children, you have grandchildren. And let me tell you something, the higher power, he never sleeps. You understand? There's a God. I'm grieved because I look back at these people out there and I know what they're going through. I know what they're going through, Mr. Derby. Do you have a heart? Do you love your children? Do you love your grandchildren, Mr. Derby? I'm addressing you, Mr. Derby, because my heart is full. And I thank God. I thank God today for the person I am. But let me tell you, you need to do something. You need to do something. You need to do something. We're here this morning because we're grieved. And the problem is, I want to say something with the justice system. I know there are laws. There are laws for these employers who out there abusing their employees, sending them home without even notice from the Labor Department. Yeah, the government said they need money. They don't have money. Where are the fines? You need some money? Where are the fines? Why don't you find these employers? There are a lot of them out there. You could make some money. So why are you holding back? I think somebody need to put their foot down and really smell the coffee, because it's overbearing right now. And they're pushing people to poverty. And you know what poverty causes? Poverty does cause crime. And this is what we do not want here. So, Mr. Derby, please do not wait until we have to end up in court for you to do what you have to do. We are here this morning because I think you need to hear our voice now, because you think we're going to sleep. But we are not sleeping, Mr. Derby. We will not sleep. We need what we're entitled to. We are not begging you nothing. We're asking you for what we're entitled to legally. Okay, Mr. Derby?
Meanwhile, workers at Porter Cooper Coy Hotel, a local Isaac Williams, says that he is of the opinion that the management of Porter Cooper Coy does not care about them, as they are treated like dogs and have been put to the side. Meanwhile, another worker, Kendris Puente, says he feels that one of the managers are really taking advantage and feels he was wrongfully terminated. He feels that although he took them to the labor office, nothing has been done to date, but something needs to be done.
My name is Isaac Williams from St. Martin, St. Rose Hospital. I'm here today concerning Porter Cooper Coy and how it makes me feel concerning how they're treating their workers. Like, they don't care about us. We're dogs, they put us to the side. They don't have no interest in us. Now, I started working from 2011 till now, so I'm permanent. And to other permanent workers, they are, going at them at the same time, threatening them with different words, underhand, making it sound nice, and then when you turn around, boom, there you go, you're out. Now, concerning one of the secretaries, she got suspended concerning one little item, a key. Now, to me, I don't know, but they haven't come to a conclusion on what happened and why it happened, why they suspended her, but they suspended her. And Roy Moose said he suspended her till indefinite. Now, to me, that sounds kind of weird because the suspension is a part-time and, indefinite is long-term, That's it.
My thing is, where's the laws? Why are they doing that to people? I was a worker at Porter Cooper Coy from 6 years now, 5 years permanent. And all of a sudden, one day, he just come and he dismissed me just like that. Okay? He gave me a letter with a lot of reasons about I was thieving money, I was part of the scam from over there with Bill Oliver and all of them. I never was a manager. I just a normal employee. I'm an electrician. But he put down everything that accused me of. And then at the end of the day, he's getting away with it. I went to the labor office. Labor office still, you could say, sleeping on it. They calls them, nobody picks up. Government goes by the office, and what it does, they lock the doors and they don't leave nobody in. They turn off the lights. If they eventually get inside, that Paul, he locks his door and he jumps through the window and gets out of the place. It's incredible, and they can't reach to him. Then they ask his wife, who I don't know how she get in to work there. They ask her, what are you doing there? No, I just helping him out. But she walk in there, she controlling everything now there too. So government calls them, boom. Anybody call, labor office call them, they never pick up. But they getting away with everything. Where's the laws? You understand? Somebody got to say something, but all the politicians down there sitting down drinking coffee every morning with them. But they must be getting away with it just for that.
And President of WIFO, Theophilus Thompson, also spoke about a situation being faced with the workers at the towers and at Porter Cooper Coy. Mr. Thompson says that where they are right now is that a company wants to give them a 70% severance pay, but they are refusing to follow the legal procedure and feels that they can dismiss workers without permission. Mr. Thompson expounds further.
The shop stewards have just spoken exactly how it is. Where we at right now is that the company wants to give the employees a 70% severance pay. However, they are refusing to follow the legal procedure. And that is, no company can dismiss workers without permission. Therefore, the company has the legal right to make an application to the Labor Department and send in the reasons for their dismissal. And then based on the law, based on the rights of the workers, then there is a time frame where an answer will be given. we will not accept a 70% of the workers' severance pay under no condition. It's 100% according to the workers' labor agreement, according to the law. And I hope that I remember and I can recap after Hurricane Lewis in '95. At the time, Whitefall was representing the workers at Mullard Bay. And in a meeting with Mullard Bay had just become Whitefall president. And Sari told us that within 3 years, Mullard Bay will be back. Now from '95 to '98, that's 3 years. Now we're at 2020. And since then, Mullard Bay has gone to shambles. However, there has been many developments within that arena, and I'm wondering what is happening right now. The workers were sent home. To date, they haven't received any salary, so they have no income. And while these employees having their patience runs out sometimes if persons don't have an extra tank of patience. And one of the things that is against humanity is promotion or poverty continuation.
And still to come, Prime Minister of St. Martin gives an update on the meeting with her counterparts in the Netherlands. I'll have the details to that story and much more when SXM Daily News returns.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Megawati is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy-saving products. Save some green with NVGEBE.
Welcome back, viewers. You're watching SXM Daily News, and I'm Valerie van Putten. As we continue now in other news, Prime Minister of St. Martin gave the members of the media an update on her meeting with her counterparts in the Netherlands regarding the stimulus package, or the second and third tranche of liquidity support for the island. The Prime Minister said that a proposal has been made and she expects it to go to the political level.
You may know I have been together with my technical team in negotiations over the past couple of weeks with the Dutch government and their representatives from the Ministry of Interior and Kingdom Relations, BZK, and of course our Department of Interior and Kingdom Relations, BAC, the support staff of the cabinets of the Ministries of General Affairs and Finance, as well as the cabinet of the Minister Plenipotentiary, and of course our Secretary General, Mr. Plantain. We have been in the discussions on a technical level for the most part, and a proposal has been made. I have met with the Council of Ministers, and at this point, it is expected that the discussions would go to the political level. I have seen that some propaganda has already made its way to the media in relation to what is available and what is not available. The Netherlands did commit to allocate specific funding for needed projects to the worth of about 30 million euro, as well as agreements related to the 50 million loan, which would have matured on November 18th, after having been put off since October. Presently, there are several concerns that still remain regarding changes to the financial supervision law and current developments regarding development policy operations, the DPO, In addition, St. Martin did not receive a particular reform on diversification of our economy, which is a definite, let's call it, priority for us. They were not willing to necessarily add clear text to emphasize St. Martin's wish to focus on capacity building. However, building our capacity as a civil service, despite whatever may be brought forward, is a priority for St. Martin. As such, discussions and negotiations are still ongoing, and I have made contact and await the opportunity to have the discussion with the State Secretary about ongoing concerns, as St. Martin is very serious to have this discussion. Seeing that several of our other options for being able to finance our own shortfalls have been closed off, it is imperative that we come to an agreement which both sides can live with, and this will then be presented to the members of Parliament to get their feelings on the matter as well.
And as we continue now with the public meeting from Tuesday last, December the 2nd, with the Minister of Education, Culture, Youth and Sport to discuss the state of the various monuments on the island, the backlog at the Monument Council, as well as the relevant departments for monument owners who wish to repair their properties. The public meeting was requested by MP G.S. Heiliger Martin, MP R. Bryson, MP O.E.C. Otley, and MP S.M. Bijlani. At said meeting, Chairman of Parliament, the Honorable Rolando Bryson, wanted the MPs to understand one of the reasons why they wanted the meeting. According to the Chairman of Parliament, it is an issue that still leaves a lot to be desired. The Chairman said that 60% of the historical monuments were destroyed and severely damaged. He also posed several other questions to the Minister of Culture.
To understand one of the reasons why we wanted this meeting, because it's a follow-up to an issue that has since, to me, and hearing the opening remarks, there's still, I would say, a lot left to be desired. Because, Mr. Chairman, in NRRP at the time, it highlighted the following. With respect to child facilities, 17% of daycare centers were destroyed, 37% require repairs, then sports facility, 64% sustained damage, and then it went to monuments. On St. Martin, of the 51 monuments, 30 received minor to severe damage, and 2 were completely destroyed. So 60% of the historical monuments, or those classified as monuments in St. Martin, were at least moderately, and most of which severely damaged. And Mr. Chairman, it's not hard to see for yourself. You can drive around just Front Street. We don't have to go far. From the start of Front Street, you have the Vlon property, who also has been struggling to get this online, having issues with monument, the bureaucratical issues. You have the Watkins house across from the Orania school. It's almost literally falling apart. They have to put metal structures there to try to just hold the house from falling down. You have the cistern across from Walter Plants. It's a mosquito breeding ground, a similar cistern in Simpson Bay, both of which are considered monuments. The community members are saying they can't get answers on how to get these things fixed. My question today, what I want to begin is, the minister, I do appreciate, touched on a very important point. He recognizes the flaws in the legislation. Because I know that the minister can only go as far as what the legislation dictates. And what I mean by that is, if you read Article 5, and this is a rough translation, it is prohibited without a permit from the Minister of Education, hereinafter referred to as the minister, or a protected monument in whole or in part, in violations of conditions laid down in such a permit, to tear down or move it, to destroy or damage it, to change it in any way. That's the words that if you read the law, change it in any way, and this part of the law is what causes a lot of problems. And D, to repair it, use it, or cause it to be used in a manner that may endanger it. This is a very broad, and from all the research I've done, this part of the legislation is causing a major holdup in the repairs.
And as we continue now with other news, the Court of First Instance has ruled against the dismissal of former prison director Alvin A. Kelly as per March 24, 2020. In its decision of November 20th, the court stated it is of the opinion that Country St. Martin did not act in accordance with the requirements of reasonableness and fairness when it decided to terminate the labor agreement. Kelly was awarded damages equal to 4 months' pay salary, including vacation days not taken and lost vacation allowances. Kelly became director of the Point Blanche prison on April 1, 2019, and was hired for a period of 3 years. In his letter, former minister complained about the director's unavailability to the prison and the minister during the weekend of November 30th and December 1st, 2019. One bone of contention was that Minister Doran was not informed about unrest among the inmates because he did not want certain inmates back to work. Kelly also failed to give any feedback or follow-up on some 21 points to improve the prison. He allegedly took vacation without the Justice Minister's permission from December 24, 2019, up to and including January 5, 2020. Neglected to inform prison workers about an appreciation event for all justice workers in December of 2019, and gave third persons a tour of the prison without the minister's approval and knowledge. Kelly claimed that his termination was in violation of his labor agreement and demanded damages. He called on the court to declare his dismissal null and void and demanded payment of his salary from March 24, 2020, with a 20% increase, and payment of his salary until the expiration of his labor agreement on March 31, 2022. However, the judge only adjudicated Kelly's secondary demands to rule his dismissal unreasonable and unfair and to award him damages. Now, turning to our weather forecast for December 4th, 2020, the Atlantic high-pressure system will continue to generate light to moderate winds as well as stable atmospheric conditions over the region. However, small pockets of low-level moisture moving in the wind flow maintains a low chance of brief showers throughout the forecast period. Seas are expected to peak at 7 feet before subsiding on Saturday. Small craft operators and sea bathers should continue to exercise caution. So the outlook through Sunday midday, fair to partly cloudy with a brief local shower possible. Now let's turn to your 3-day forecast. And still to come, the United Kingdom approves Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine. I'll have the details to that story and more when SXM Daily News returns.
The innovative Banco Matico contactless smart card. Your Banco Matico smart card is now equipped with a contactless feature for payments, so get ready to tap and go. Contactless payments are fast, easy, secure, and accepted worldwide at all Maestro-enabled contactless terminals. Tap for transactions equivalent to or less than 100 NAF, or the US dollar equivalent. You will receive notifications via email anytime you tap. Tap, tap, and pay fast with WIB. For more information, visit our website at wib-bank.net. Tap and go with your partner in progress.
Welcome back, viewers. You're watching SXM Daily News. And as we continue now with more COVID-related news, as of December the 3rd, there were 13 persons who tested positive for COVID-19. However, there was a recovery rate of 17 persons, bringing the total active cases to 87. The total number of confirmed cases is now 1,105. The Collective Prevention Services, CPS, are monitoring 83 people in home isolation. 4 patients are currently hospitalized at the St. Martin Medical Center. The total number of deaths due to COVID-19 remains at 25. The number of people recovered since the first case surfaced on St. Martin has increased to 993. 176 people are currently in quarantine based on contact tracing investigations carried out by CPS of persons who may have been in contact with any of the active cases. The Ministry of Public Health, Social Development and Labor, VSA, Airport Health Team, in collaboration with the Healthcare Laboratory St. Martin, HCLS, has tested 1,523 travelers arriving at the Princess Juliana International Airport, and CPS has tested 7,893 people throughout the community. As the numbers continue to fluctuate, CPS will continue to actively execute its contact tracing measures. Today, we have included an EPI curve to inform the public of the new COVID-19 cases by date of symptom onset. An EPI curve is a visual display of the onset of illness among cases associated with an outbreak. The EPI curve displays an outbreak's time trend, that is, the distribution of cases over time. Meanwhile, in international news, Director General of the WHO, Dr. Tedros Ghebreyesus, spoke about the COVID-19 cases worldwide. Dr. Ghebreyesus says that when both indicators increase, he thinks it is a very serious problem and wants Mexico to become very serious. Dr. Ghebreyesus says that he expects leaders to be examples and models to get this virus under control.
The week of November 23 is more than 60,000. So the number of cases doubled and the number of deaths also doubled. When the number of cases doubled, but the number of cases remained the same or declined, it would be okay. But when both indicators, deaths and cases, increase, I think this is a very serious problem. And we would like to ask Mexico to be very serious. As Mike said, we don't want to comment on individual behaviors, whether they wear a mask or not. But we have said it in general. Wearing a mask is important, hand hygiene is important, physical distancing is important, and we expect leaders to be examples. We want leaders to be models. We want influencers to be models. When we say leaders, they could be political leaders, they could be religious leaders, they could be traditional leaders, and they could be other influencers. And they have to set the example. Otherwise, doubling of cases and deaths in a few weeks is a bad sign. Thank you.
And as we end this edition of SXM Daily News for this evening and also this week, in some very good news regarding the COVID-19 vaccine, the United Kingdom has approved Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine. The UK will be the first country in the world to roll it out. Health Secretary Mike Hancock says that help is finally on the way. The process will start as of next week, as we hear now in this BBC report.
Well, 2020 has been such a terrible year, hasn't it? And help is on its way. And this news, for so long we've been saying that if a vaccine is developed, then things will get better in 2021. And now we can say, when this vaccine is rolled out, things will get better. And we'll start that process next week. So I'm obviously absolutely thrilled with the news. I'm very proud that the UK is the first place in the world to have a clinically authorised vaccine ready to go. The huge thanks to the scientists, to Pfizer, the company, obviously to my team and Kate Bingham and Alok Sharma, the business secretary, who's done a huge amount of work on this.
And with that, viewers, it brings us to the end of this edition of SXM Daily News for this evening and also this week. I am Valerie Van Putten, thanking you so much for joining me this evening. And just a reminder that this and other programs are available online. Simply log on to stmartinmediacenter.com for viewing. And on behalf of the SXM Daily News team, we thank you so much for watching and plan on meeting you right back here again on Monday. Do enjoy a very safe weekend.